That's true of almost anything. I think everything is exciting at first, and then there is that overwhelm. So what I tell people when I speak at events and such is that we will never be able to do a remake of the movie You've Got Mail. Do you guys remember the movie You've Got Mail? If you haven't, it's a classic. You should watch it. It was a great movie because it's Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, and you can't go wrong with Tom Hanks in a movie. And you have, and they would trade emails, and then when they got mail, it'd be so excited, like, you've got mail, and they would perk up and check, their little AOL emails. And of course, they could never make a remake because now we look at our email and we're like, oh shit, another email from the office. We're so overwhelmed. So we've gone from an era of being information hungry, where we wanted more information, where you could surf the web in a day. Like literally you could sit there for a day and look at all the websites on the web. And today it's totally different. It's so different of how you approach the web. It's a much, much greater, you've got trillions and trillions of websites. So it's a different world, but that's not to say, every society has to make its own rules. And so it took us a while before we started using email and made the rules. And now I think we're getting to a happy medium. Any tool you have, you'll always have spammers who abuse it. You will always, in any platform, have people who abuse that. Just like in any society, you have people who abuse rules. And I think as a society, we will have to learn how to better respond to that. Another trend I'm seeing, and this will continue to grow, is now that we have so much information, it becomes about curation and content aggregation. So that's why you see this rise of sites like Pinterest, because that's what they do. When you've got all these images, great. But what if you could see the dress your friend bought and liked and go buy that directly? Or what if you could organize this in a better way? So I think you certainly see a greater rise in tools and technologies like this that help with content curation and aggregation. And I think it's really changing the world. So, I don't think anything is going away. I do think that we as a society will get better at dealing with a lot of things, at creating more filters. And, I think while we'll be able to do things that deter spammers and make things easier, it's going to be a process. It'll take another 20, 30 years before we can have this figured out. And then there'll be another wave that we'll have to enjoy figuring out. And I think that's just the history of humanity.